family, you're tuning in to the Jimmy Bonds podcast on Illadelphia Radio. Pardon any technical difficulties as we are recording live on the Zoom platform. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Yeah. Jimmy! Okay. Lights, camera, action. Some people thought I quit and I ain't giving satisfaction. From a different era, writing rhymes up on napkins. What you had to say was more important, man, than trapping. Yeah, I'm talking back and speaking of contemporary. Gotta spit. What's good, family, and welcome to another episode of Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. This episode is sponsored by Major Flavor Catering. I'm your host, Jimmy Bonds, along with my co-host, Ty. T.Y., what's good, Ty? How you feeling?
Microphone check. I'm doing it tonight with a broken neck, baby.
Live for the 215, injured and all. And you know, I can't forget my other co-host, lovely Miss T with the T. What's up, T? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Jimmy. How are you?
I'm doing good, Mom. I'm doing good. And I cannot forget our other co-host, our new co-host family, kicking it off with us again, Miss Lucy Lulu. What's up, Luce? How you doing?
Hey, not much. I'm just another day.
Another day, right? Another day, another quarter.
That's with my fireworks.
You know what I mean? Oh, she was giving the reggae fireworks. You know what I mean? But definitely, family, remember you can call us with your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Also, family, remember, follow us on Instagram at Jimmy Bonds Podcast, on Twitter at Podcast Bonds. Make sure you join the Jimmy Bond Podcast Facebook group. Join the Facebook group and continue to open dialogue. Tonight, as always, we have a great topic, family. Something I think affects everybody, as I think all these topics are important. But tonight's topic is about the Great Resignation. So when I say the Great Resignation, what you hear, people, you know, the slogans all over the place. People are quitting their jobs in mass capacity. People are quitting left and right. Who's quitting? It's not about like race, color, creed, or anything like that. It's about quitting the jobs or getting out of the environment that they are not happy in. And family, so I thought it'd be great to bring the team together. Everybody, you know, give their spew about what they feel about these kind of things. But this first segment we're going to talk about is about the employees and why people are quitting. That's my biggest thing. Why are people quitting? So here's a few stats. There are 47 million people who quit their job in 2021. 47 million. That's based on a Harvard Express writing. They are the ones that kind of just wrote an essay about is there a great recession or a great resignation or not. They're saying that this actually was this was coming a long time ago. They saw it, but this thing, family, is really taking a toll. You can tell by the way the employers are responding to the issue of the labor shortage. So I wanted to kick it off. Lucy, you tell me, what is your perception? Why do you feel like people are quitting their jobs?
Oh, toxic culture.
Toxic culture.
Absolutely toxic culture. You can have the best employees leave because the culture ain't right. So I feel as though that's why I had to take my company, jacket off.
Hey, we don't want to know where you work at. You can't tell everybody where you work at, right?
They still didn't figure out where I work out. Good.
I mentioned no names.
Good.
But no, it's seriously, it's really the toxic culture. You have great workers who want to work, but they're going to leave because, for one, people who have to commute or people who have to do other things to get to work, and they're really fighting on other competitors as well. But I feel like toxic culture, honestly, I write an email to HR. I want to say once a month.
Really?
Because of the culture, because I feel like I have to protect myself in a sense of, because if I snap, I just want to make sure I'm protected.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I feel like it's really, we'll get into it later, but it's really the managers or the supervisors, those leaders who show favoritisms and, but it's blatant.
Yeah.
I don't care if you have your favorites, but just don't make it obvious that we're all feeling the impact of other people getting promoted and you getting a 3% raise and you fighting against inflation, and that's really nothing to your paycheck. It's like, so it's a whole lot of things under that toxic culture that really is why I believe people aren't really leaving their jobs.
I mean, you said so much, particularly toxic culture. I mean, y'all remember we did an episode on toxic work culture, and you know, this is what the results are of toxic work culture. People, this is how people feel. You got Sister Lucy over here sending an email to HR every month because she has to make sure she's protected. Why do you feel? Why is that so vital? Well, you know, do I have to go to work and always write a letter to these people and let them know, hey, like something ain't right, like y'all not doing something right? I mean, that's saying a lot about just the way the company is set up and the environment of it all completely, you know. So, Sister T, you tell me why people are quitting their jobs. What do you think the reason is?
I agree with Lucy. Toxic culture, and well, that's the number one, and pay too. Like, we're not getting paid what we deserve.
Yeah, that's
we're
true.
doing that's number one. You want us to do A to Z, but you're only paying us A to B.
And it's like probably negative A to B for real.
There you go, negative. That too. So you can't go in a place that's always toxic every day, and you're still not paying me what I'm worth. No. Read my resume.
Yeah. And
you're not paying me what I'm worth? Oh, because you're just new. It don't got nothing to do with being new.
Yeah,
it's not my fault that I'm new coming in. The people that you have already didn't have to have all this stuff. Pay me what I'm worth. Pay me what you owe me.
Pay me what you owe me. Now, listen, that is exactly, I think, the philosophy of all the employees who work. Pay me what you owe me.
Especially if you're treating us like crap.
Yes, very much so. I continuously see that it's a system of oppression. It's a system of keeping people down. The managers and the overseers. The people working are considered not the slaves, but the people that, you know, y'all out there picking the cotton pretty much. And, you know, end of the day, like Ty, what turn to call it? The plantation?
Yeah.
That's what he called it, the plantation. Yeah, we got to go.
That's funny. Every day I go to work, I'm like, back to the plantation, my friends. And I'm like, when I get off, free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. Every day I text my friends that. They're like, you're crazy. That's but it's the truth.
It is the truth. Ain't that the way you feel when that time clicks? Oh, wait, it's time to go. I'm out
free
here.
At last.
Free at last, right.
I tell you. But then you got to go back to the plantation the next day.
The next day. Yeah, they give you 2 days off of the plantation during the week. But that's it. You right back at it, right? Here comes Sunday. How many people, listen, I'm going to tell y'all for real. Like, I do not like Sundays.
No,
I don't like them.
Oh, because you got to work on Monday.
It's literally less than 24 hours when you wake up. I mean, yeah.
We got one more day than the slaves. They got that Sunday off. At least get Saturday, I guess. One more day.
Yeah, one more. I mean, I'm just saying though. I mean, I don't like Sundays. Most people like, Sunday's the Lord's day. Like, nah, Sunday is the day I dread because when Sunday come, I know what's going on the next day. You know. I don't like Saturdays either because Saturdays I'm recovering from the week. So
what day do you like?
I mean, I don't know. Thursday. I don't know why I picked Thursday. Maybe because that's payday.
Say Wednesday. Wednesday's hump day though. At least you're halfway through the week.
Yeah, I know. I feel you. I mean, but it's different. I don't mean to go on a tangent about that, but
no, but that's crazy how it affects you. That the next day you have to go to work. So mentally, you got to try to prepare yourself for it because you really don't want to deal with it.
Listen, I mean. For me, going to work, it's a whole. Everybody was like, "Be real, be yourself." It's like, yeah, that's correct. But in reality, when you go to work, you can't be yourself. What are you talking about? Being yourself? You think they want the me sitting here talking to you to be at work? You for real? You kidding? They would have got rid of me a long time ago. Are you kidding? If they knew what I did when I left work, or they knew I had a podcast, you don't think I listen? I keep all that under wraps for many reasons. So.
The weird part is I tell my job about it. They be asking all these different names. I'm like, I don't know. Nah,
I don't tell them nothing. I give them as minimal information as I can because I
just do a podcast sometimes. I have to work from time to time. Yeah. What is it? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't give no names because they go investigating. They go looking for you. You got HR listening to your work, trying to find out if you said something about them or this or that. Like they feel like they own you. I'm telling you, this is why we call it the plantation. They feel like they own you.
Yes.
And they own your time. You have to ask them if you can take off. Not, I'm not coming to work tomorrow. You have to be like, hey, can I take off tomorrow? Am I wrong? Am I right? Is that not the tone that we got to take?
It is. Hey. And it has some jobs you have to do it in like 24, not 24, 48 hours in advance. You got my one friend 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks.
2 weeks for a day off.
2 weeks day off
to call out.
To call out?
Yeah, for a day off to call out 2 weeks in advance. And if you call out, then my other friend, if you call I should say my old job, we used to work together. If you call out, it has to be 10 hours for your shift. But then you call in at 3:00, nobody want to answer.
Mm-hmm.
You see
nobody want to answer at 10 because the job's done at 6. Nobody want to answer their text or nothing. So when I don't come in, don't get mad at me. Listen. Like you said, you gotta save your own behind.
Yeah.
You gotta call the HR. I did this XYZ. You got the documentation, paper trail.
You gotta document everything.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta document everything.
And I sure do. Mm-hmm.
I look like we can go on forever about this. This is. I see this is hitting home for everybody. Everybody got a story. Everybody got experience.
Everybody in America right now got a story.
We all in the
world.
It's true. I mean, we all feeling it. We all feeling the burnout. We all feeling the exhaustion. We all feeling it. And do you think they care? No, they could care less. Brother Ty, Brother Ty, why do you feel like knowledge? I mean, that's right. Here comes Ty, Brother Ty, Dr. Research. Why do you feel like people are quitting their jobs in mass like this, bro?
I mean, well, I have to agree with what's been said so far. It's the toxic work culture. Mm-hmm. As T said, the pay, and I mean, you mentioned 47 million have quit their jobs.
Yeah, 2021.
And, I mean, the thing with that, though, 47 million quit because they probably were able to, or maybe they received payouts. Because some jobs were just laying people off and giving them payouts to just be done with them.
Yeah.
But you have those that couldn't leave or couldn't quit too. They just couldn't do it.
They just couldn't.
And then you have people like cousin Kevy Kev that's always quitting jobs.
Kevy Kev.
How is Kevy Kev?
You know what I mean? So,
Kevy Kev still running the streets being nutty. That's what he's doing. Still running the streets.
Some people that do that though. They'll work on a job for a few months and they leave.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was added into that 47 million.
It is.
Because some people just leave jobs. They stay there for a little bit, make a few dollars, and they leave.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's included in that 47 million. It's called the reshuffling. That's what people are doing. Like they're reshuffling positions. They are, they're be at one position and then be like, well, this ain't what I want. And then they go somewhere else. You know what I mean? And in today's culture, the employee loyalty is no longer existing. Okay. Let me just say that. How would you say, Lucy?
Has it ever though? We just hide it back in the day, but now we just don't care.
Yeah. And I have to agree with you there. I mean, I think we played it very well in the sense of being like, I'm loyal to this for now, and this ain't the baby boomer jobs where people work jobs for 30, 40 years
the rest
and then
of their
they retire.
life.
Right. That's not what this is. And I'm gonna tell you a story too. I read today that was pretty nutty. But people, this isn't my grandmother's time when she worked at the VA for 40 years, retired, had annuities and all kind of stuff. And that's not what this is. We're not living in that type of arena no more. This is really, you would always think companies care about you, but they really don't care. Mm-hmm. They don't care about you. They care about their bottom line. That is it. And if you are a notch on their bottom line, either you're making the money or you're losing the money, and that's the way they look at you. And if you're losing, you're one of the ones that's losing the money, you already know where you're going. If you're one of the ones that's making the money, they'll give you small perks to make you feel like you're a part of the family. They give you small little things, little trinkets. You can, look what we got you. We got you a new water bottle. Look at this. This is just
all they give us is food.
I mean, right? Or food for that matter.
We're like, we're having a party.
Yeah, exactly. They do little perks. Or Lucy, this when they bring the whole office bagels on Friday.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's your perks.
With the 2 month cream cheese. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like we don't know.
Yes. And this is employee appreciation time. Like we're appreciating employees. Here's some food for you, as if you're all going starving, and that this food is going to make you, be blinded by the fact that my wages suck. I can't, I'm waiting for a paycheck for 2 weeks, which is stupid. You know what I mean? Like, and on top of all that, end of the day, I got to deal with all your personalities. So this, and let alone us being Black, having to navigate that, sitting around all these personalities, these people with this privileges that, I can go on forever about that too. But, it's one of these things that you just think that sometimes people don't understand. It's it makes no sense. I read a story yesterday or today about a gentleman in Brazil. He was 100 years old.
Good place.
He made the Guinness Book of Records, world records. Guess why? Guess why he made that book? Take a while.
Still working?
He didn't work.
He worked for the same company for 84 years.
Oh.
84 years. You know what? When I looked at it, I said, bro, I'm not even reading this article because this is.
I'm interested though. You should have read it.
It's on CNN.com. You can go check it out. But the reason why I didn't read it was because this man did not look like me. So I just know for a fact that you're working on that job for that long period of time. But then then they always hit you with the, when you're doing what you love, you can do it forever.
Oh, gosh.
They hit you with those slogans, and it's like come on, cut the crap. Like, no, like this dude. If a company's been around for that long, like that's, first of all, that's something to say. But for an employee to be at a job for 84 years is bananas. I mean, I would never think of working for a company for that long. I would have retired a long time ago. Like, bro, you still can get out of bed at 100, still go to work like this? Like, there is, bro, you vicious. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'll go to tangents. My fault. But okay, family. So listen, based on some of this information that I have researched about it, they say 7 out of 10 people quit their jobs last year for reasons of wages, work-life balance, as well as protecting themselves from the coronavirus. That was what the reasons were for 2021. And people felt like their needs weren't being met and weren't being respected, actually, because they felt like these companies were just taking advantage of them as people for the hard work that they did. So, what I was thinking was, of course we found out why you think people are quitting, that kind of thing. But even with the stats and even with all that said, do you think that even with the Great Resignation, that is privilege for another demographic of people? Or do you think that's everybody across the board? Because some of us can't quit. Some of us can't just be like, I'm done with this. Some of us have to suck it up and keep going through the motions of it all. So do you think it's when I read the stats, they didn't really break down, well, this amount of black people did it, or this amount of people of color did it. This, it was more white people that were educated, more people with degrees. It was more about just the totality of everybody all together. So do you think, Ty, you think those stats are the truth, or do you think that there's some hidden numbers in it that maybe you don't know about?
No, those stats are incredible to me because I look at it as the PPA had a lot to do with it as well. Because if I can get $1,200 or close to $2,000 a month for sitting at home collecting the PPA check, why would I go and work for you? I'll quit too. And a lot of people was doing that. Once they started getting those PPA checks, you was getting a what, 400? It all depends on your financial status when you apply for it, but I believe some people were getting like $400 a week, some people more than that. Some jobs were laying you off and they were collecting unemployment along with the PPA. Yeah. So yes, I wouldn't go back to work either. That's not just black people. That's anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have those numbers in front of me, but I'm sure that would be anybody. If you can not work and collect a check and collect another check on top of that, why go to work? Start your own business.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people did too. I hear a lot of people that were like, I quit my job to start my own business to go after my own dreams, and that happened a lot in 2021. I met a number of people who was like, yeah, I did my own thing, and that's, it made me happier. I thought it was more priority to be home with my family. I thought it was more priority to see my kids as much as I could because I wasn't before, and you just think about that, like. It wasn't just this trend of people resigning didn't just start in 2021 or 2020. It kind of been going on for a minute. It just wasn't paid attention to. But what the pandemic did was really put a bright light on it and put a real refocus on people's life and what was important to them. It's so crazy now that employees are like, unless you have a hybrid or a stay-at-home position, I am not working for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that says a lot just in the terms of how people feel about what their demands are. You know what I'm saying? Lucy, what do you feel about that? What do you think people decided to create their own way of how they're going to work instead of working based on what the company wants them to do or how the company wants them to work. What do you think about that?
Honestly, because that's what within my employment where a lot of people are quitting because of the hybrid position, because a lot of their contract says, oh, it's a hybrid position. But when they come to them and say, oh, I want to start working from home, they're like, well, it's semi-hybrid depending on performance. So it's always these little loopholes that's in there that you can't work from home. So now people are saying, I'm just quitting. So now they're just like, well, you know what? This senior rep, you can just work for like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the office, and the run days you can work from home. So they try to do like the flip-flop just to appease it. I feel like they like put in like, what is it? Like you put sprinkles on something to give you a treat, and then, you know, it's still some BS, but you'll take it because you want to get out of that culture for a little bit. But
yeah,
I feel like for me, hybrid is where everybody's going.
Yeah.
Like, because at the end of the day, even companies, they need to cut off overhead. They can do all that stuff at home.
They can.
So that's saving them money too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, see, what do you think? Why do you think people are like, nah, unless you got hybrid, I ain't doing it. Or unless you got work from home, I'm not working for you. Why do you think that is?
I agree with both Ty and Lucy. Plus, think about it. If you're not hybrid, first of all, we have to pay gas to come to these jobs. Okay.
Everybody knows
and
gas
you
high
could
right
just,
now.
Huh?
Gas is high right now.
Exactly. But like, we could just do it from home. Why do we have to come in?
Yeah.
Like, I understand why I have to come in, because what I do, actually, no, you can do that from home too. Never mind. But you can do stuff from home now, especially the pandemic showed us that.
It did.
If the pandemic didn't do nothing besides, you know, what it did. It showed us that we can do stuff from home. We can have our businesses and all that. I think, what was the statistic? I think it was like 35% of like African American, or was higher. We know we can do businesses now. We know our worth.
Yeah.
Other people too, like all Americans. That was like the highest from 19. Well, I want to say 19 too, because I believe the code was around 19. We just didn't like notice it until 2020.
2019. I feel you.
They just tried to say it was a super flu. That was COVID. It was COVID.
I agree.
Exactly. Y'all just didn't figure it out until March of 2020 when everybody got locked down.
Yeah,
all that's happened.
Listen,
exactly.
I mean, I think employees are demanding more for their more. They're demanding more for their time, which they have the complete right to. You know, if anything, this created a workers' awakenness or whatever you want to call it. I'm guessing
there's only so much bagels you can get, Jimmy.
I mean, no, it's true. No, you are hitting it. There are only so many bagels you can give me not even before. I already knew this was BS anyway, but the bagels after that, I'm looking at you kind of funny, like, yo, these bagels aren't going to substitute you giving me a better paycheck. You giving me more time with my family. You giving me less time demanding that I be here, because I don't need to be here to do this job, do I? No, I don't. If I need to be here to do this job, I can do it at home. I probably do it much better at home, not dealing with all y'all negative energies and toxic culture that you have. You know, I could probably be more productive in my own environment for your company, for you to be more profitable.
With my own bagels at my own house.
Yeah, we said with my own bagels at my own house. Yes,
with real Philadelphia cream cheese.
Yeah, with real food.
There
right.
you go.
They ain't been in there for 2 weeks, right?
Like, come on now. What are you doing for me at work? Like, what am I doing that I can't do at home?
Yeah, listen,
besides get annoyed.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
You guys are annoying, and you want me to come work for you guys. I can be in my own peaceful house.
You know. See, the thing about it is that, you know, I when I'm looking for jobs, and I'm, you know, or better yet, the job market is so hot, I get people calling me and emailing me, and none of the jobs that are emailing me are off-site. They're always on-site. You have to be here. You have to be here. You have to be here. And your antiquated ways of trying to hire people will not get me hired. I am not going to work for you, even with your little quote unquote petty ass signing bonus that they quote unquote give you, which is really they give you $300 to start, $300 after 6 months, another $300 after 9 months, and in a year you get the $4,000. That's your signing bonus. Remember that, family. I'm telling you, PP to what they're doing. Like Lucy said, they have little kind of caveats that they throw in there at you, just little loopholes, as Lucy said, to kind of make you think that, you know, you're getting something in return, but you're really not. You know,
you got to read the fine print.
It's always the bait. You never see the hook.
Yeah, it is.
Come on.
I mean, they paint the picture like they do with colleges. So this is fantastic. You're going to want to be here. This is a great place to work. We have so much diversity. We have this over here. Here is our coffee machine. Here is our snacks for you. Here is you can come in. It's air conditioning. It's this. It's like, yo, like I don't.
Well, they tell you have to have a food card. You have to have this. You have to have that.
Yeah, but that's what they do at school. And when you get to work, what do they tell you? You have to. What they say, Lucy? You got to. It's based on your performance. It's based on how you do. So you have to overperform or exceed your expectations for the minimum wages that they're paying you. So that
I want to work the wages you're paying.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I look like. I tell people all the time. Look, I'm temping. I'm not gonna put in more effort. When it's time to go, it's time to go. I see y'all. I'm not calling y'all after work. I don't want to party with you. I ain't got nothing. No, dude, I'm good. I'm going home. I see you. You know what I mean? And as much as antisocial that might seem, like that's just the way I keep it. Y'all keep it business. When y'all dealing with me, I'm gonna keep it business when I'm dealing with you. Believe me. But we can talk about that forever. But listen, fam, we're gonna take a quick break. Remember, you can always give us a call at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. You'll listen to the Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio, the indie station for the indie nation. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Michael from Abu Dhabi. Listen to the Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio.
Welcome back to the Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We thank you for listening. Remember, family, you can call us at 844-844-1244. Again, it's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And welcome back to Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. Remember, family, you can call us with your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And again, family, we are covering the topic tonight of the Great Resignation. We covered the first segment talking about the employees. Hey, I think you should go back and listen to the first segment. We had a lot of good jewels we dropped in there, a lot of good knowledge, a lot of good things from experiences and stats and everything. But family, there have been 47 million people who have resigned their jobs in 2021. And I'm probably midway through 2022 when that number continues to grow. Based on some other stats, there are 11.3 million job openings. Okay, I'm saying it again. 11.3 million job openings. So they can't fill these jobs. If there's that many jobs that's open, they can't fill them. There's a reason for that. So in this segment, we're going to talk about the employers, the companies that hire their employees, the ones that pay the wages, the ones that scream that their whole systems is messed up because they have a labor shortage, the ones that scream that, their money that they were making before, they're not making now. All those companies that really bitch a fit about not being able to meet their quotas. And that's really what it's about. It's about meeting their quotas. So, Todd, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
What do you think employers are doing incorrectly as a result of people quitting their jobs? Now, we talked about the toxic culture. But what do you think the companies are doing incorrectly?
I mean, all right, listen, I can't say that they're doing things incorrectly. They may have to adjust and adapt to the situations that they're being dealt with, I mean, like, again, we talk about toxic work culture. A lot of times, yes, that can come from the employers, but sometimes that comes from the employees too, So as an employer, I'm just looking at it from an employer standpoint too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as an employer, if I'm an employer and I have employees, I got to deal with these different attitudes and behaviors, and that can become toxic.
Yeah, very much. Very true.
You mentioned 47 million. Did that 47 million have an effect on temp agencies?
I think it played on everything. I think it was temp agencies, regular employment. It was resignations, older people resigning. It was, it also pointed out that the largest demographic of people that are resigning are Generation Zs and Millennials.
They're the social psychopaths.
Those are the social psychopaths.
No, they said just because we know, like the baby boomers, they had to stay in that job. We
don't classify yourself as generational Z. They social psychopaths.
I'm not Generation Z.
She's a millennial.
Well, now they say I'm a zillennial because I brought in the new thing, but like I still grew up with the Gen Zs. So like, I don't know. I'm somewhere in between.
You're somewhere in between.
They're saying that because like you said, the baby, like back in the day, like our parents' age, like you go to school and as soon as you graduate, you go in that field for the rest of your life, like the 100-year-old guy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But now we have so many opportunities, so many things, especially women. We have rights. We know what we're worth. Back in like the 60s, 50s, we were still, you got to be married by like 20, kid by 21, or you're like an old maid. We know what we're worth now.
Yeah.
We have so much opportunity than ever before. So why stay somewhere we don't want to be?
I mean,
why stay somewhere that's treating us less than what we know we're worth? Why stay somewhere that don't want us?
Yeah.
That's true. And that's
for the women. That's for the women I'm talking about, and even the guys too. Why stay?
Because I need that paycheck. That's why they stay, T. Because
I
need that
you
paycheck.
Stay for that, but you also search for the next best thing. See, we will search for something. We're not lazy. We'll search for the next best thing, and we'll leave. I'll leave in a heartbeat. If a job came today as we're on this podcast that was offering more pay, treating me with respect, heck yeah, I'm leaving. You'll be a dumb fool not to.
They calling you right now. So you know they got to fill them jobs. They calling you right now.
Like, come on now. But versus like the baby boomers, oh no, we're comfortable here. We have a nice no, I'm out. I refuse to be 100 years old doing the same thing that I hated when I was 20 years old.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what the stats say. They say that first of all, people don't understand the breakdown age-wise. 18 to 26 is Generation Z. 27.
Oh no, I'm millennial.
27 to 41, you are a millennial.
Yes. I'm a millennial.
Yes.
So that's millennial.
I think millennials started in 86 to 96.
Well, millennials started in 81. 42 to 55, you are Generation X.
Well, I'm an old head then. I'm sick of all this nonsense. I'm Generation old head.
Ty. But Ty, you're an OG though. You're an old head. That's cool.
Yeah, OG.
You be telling us the truth. You be telling us the truth, but you also be letting us get our stuff off too.
I mean, I just had to drop that because many times people run around and be like, I'm this and I'm that. This is what really the age brackets are. So I'm somewhere in between a Generation X and a millennial. So I'm kind of blended in between both of those. So I don't think I'm neither or. I just think of. Also
it comes to the fact too how I feel like how you're raised too. Like I was raised by an old head, but I'm not old.
I
have that mentality still too.
Yeah.
Well, not an old head. No, he was X too. But still, like I had, like you always could say I have old soul, Jimmy.
Yeah, you do.
It's because I have that, but I have the soul that, like in the millennial side too. It's all it's all about your mindset, really. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, that's my whole point. It's not really about being part of any particular generational bracket. It's really about, how you see it. I told people,
yeah, exactly.
I told people when I was 24 that this job thing was full of crap. And everybody looked at me like I was crazy. They were like, well, you just don't want to work. No, you just don't want to work. I'm like, no, it's full of crap. I worked for a company for 5 years. That fired me after 5 years. You bust your ass. You work. You go to work every day. I ain't had no kids back then. You work your butt off every day for them to just be like, yeah, you're disposable. And it's like you have no recourse. So
I don't believe in 2-week notices.
I don't believe in 2-week notices either. I mean, why should I give you? You're not giving me 2 weeks before you fire me. You're gonna be like, I'm gonna give you 2 weeks worth of your pay, then you have to leave. No, they'd be like, nah, today's your last day, bro. Like it's time for you to go. So I mean, I think
when you put it like that, yeah, like yeah, why give them respect to find somebody in 2 weeks that's gonna replace me?
Yeah, for what? Why am I even worried about you? You're not worried about me.
Exactly. And they didn't give you the respect to let you know I'm firing you.
Yeah, listen, let me tell you how much you don't worry about me. You don't give me benefits that are not even when I say reasonable, I mean realistically human. You don't give me benefits. I most of the jobs that are out there, they start you out at 2 weeks of vacation a year, which is preposterous. 10 days of vacation, 10 days of sick leave, which is stupid. Then they, the benefits they give you, the healthcare, you have to pay astronomical money for it. The healthcare is probably $150 a month to pay for the healthcare that they have for you. So that's not benefits. Then they quote unquote give you 401k, which really you can do your own 401k. Like, let's not get it twisted, okay? You can go any of these investment firms.
But most people don't know that, so make sure you repeat that again.
You can open up your own individual retirement account yourself and do it yourself without them doing it, and you can invest your own money. People don't understand that. So just because they give you a 401k does not mean that you're benefiting, okay? So let me explain this. They do not care about us. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care about what your family has going on. They don't even care about when your family dies, because they quote unquote give you 3 days of bereavement. 3 days. You can lose your mom and they want you to get over it in 3 days.
Or they don't even tell you at all.
Right. They don't tell you at all.
Yeah.
If you're trying to mourn the loss of your loved one, and it might take a little while to do that, they get rid of you because you're not at work.
Can I add on to that, Jimmy?
Yeah, for sure.
I literally just took one of those days because I had a funeral to go to. Don't you know they text me the same day? It's like, are you coming in tomorrow? We need you.
There you go.
Can I have my 3 days?
There you go.
Can I have something to grieve?
Would you say, Lucy?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry, T. I was saying, and it's in the company policy and they text you after that?
The person who they don't care. That specific person doesn't care about nothing. Come to work.
Yeah.
That specific person that I'm talking about.
Now, see, I know we're supposed to be talking about employers on this particular.
But that's an employer. They don't want to let you grieve.
But that's my point. Like, this is, and coming from our point of view, from where we're sitting, don't have a baby. They be trying to rush you back to, rush you back to work.
Attorney, what?
They be like, you want to go have babies on us now, huh? Oh, you think we gonna keep your job?
Mm-hmm.
Right. You think, you had a baby.
Leave?
Right, you had a baby. That's great. Now you need to find another job because we filled your position. We couldn't wait for you. So
couldn't wait 6 weeks, really?
It's true. Lucy, what'd you say?
I said, what is that? You filed for FMLA?
Yeah, and then a lot of companies don't even care about that. FLMA? What? I mean, you mean you mean stuff we don't? You mean obligations and policies and procedures we care less? That even though they're legally obliged to do so, like, they don't care less.
But it has nothing to do with this company, so no.
It sure don't. So again, I talked about the employees. We talked about the employees. We're talking about the employers, and I know we went on a tangent about some other things, but I think it's important to highlight this. So people understand, they're like, man, you can give your life to a company and they will never give your life back to you.
Mm-hmm. Because if you die, your job, 30 seconds.
I mean, don't die on a job. They're
gonna charge you for dying on the darn job.
You think they pay your funeral bills and workers' comp?
Exactly. You gonna die on me? I got you.
I had to shut down the day because of you.
Who told you to put you in that machine? Nobody. I tell you. Employees are just a mess.
It's true. You got the manager coming out like, why did he die on the machine? He didn't have to die on the machine. Take him off the machine. Let's put him outside.
The whole company got disinfecting all that stuff.
Messing up our productivity.
You have to follow safety practices and procedures.
Exactly.
OSHA, right?
Training. Don't put your hand in the machine and you won't die.
Listen, he was stupid enough to do it. I told him not to do it. He did it anyway. I'm just saying, that'd be their idea. That's the way they be feeling about it.
But you just gotta make it. You just have to laugh about like stuff like this. It makes it better. It don't make it no better, but
because it's serious out here. It's serious out here.
It's serious. It really is. But Well,
let me ask you this then. Why do you? Before we take a quick break, I'm gonna ask everybody this. Why do you think companies are reluctant to change their philosophies? I mean, Lucy, let me ask you that. Like, just even based on your own experience, why do you think companies don't want to change their approach?
I feel like with even older companies, they have instilled this type of culture or environment that has been quote unquote working for them. So it's like in their minds, why change it if this has been working? But now that, the resignation is happening, they're just going to find people and just replace the people that they think is becoming the problem. So I feel like that's more of the aspect from the company's mindset or frame.
But obviously that's not working for them. When you see a company, what do you think when you see a company that has high turnover? You go to a company, you've been
there. Right now, you're leaving. You probably going to be at the job, to be honest. I know I am, so I'm just speaking as experience.
I mean, you talk about high turnover. You go to a company, you be there for 2 months. Next thing you know, the last people that you came in with no longer there, and then they bring in a whole new group of people. So now you look like you've been there for 2 months. You look like you got seniority.
I can't. That's funny.
I'm just saying, like that's.
I lasted at a job 48 hours. Remember that story? He was out.
What happened to you? You said you what?
Last night I dropped. Remember, for 24 hours. Remember I told you they had me in the middle of Philadelphia with no service. I said, "Oh no, goodbye."
He was out there knocking on the doors in Philly, talking about you want to change your power company. Ty. You know who I'm talking about, Ty. The people that come around with the badges. And they be like, you want to get a cheaper electric bill? You be like, yo, I know damn well they ain't got y'all out here.
But on the thing for the company, it does not say nothing about that. I got hired on my first day. They had me in the middle of Philadelphia and North Philly. No car, no nothing. They said, get in the van. I said, hold on, pause. What? Then they drop you. Bye. I was cousin Kev that day.
Yo, that sound like a workers release program. You know what I'm saying? We go put all y'all in the van, drop y'all to North Philly and tell you to go knock on doors. Like, what?
Don't you know when I got home? Don't you know when I got home? Everybody looks at it. I told you. I really thought it was a company.
That turnover crazy. That turnover is nutty. That turnover
I was nutty. That day. I said, oh no, I gotta go. I signed a text. I said I ain't come back. Bye.
I wouldn't be coming back either.
I was not coming back. But that's how employers get you in too. They'll put the description and say all these things, then you get there and you get stuck in the middle of somewhere you don't know.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about this.
Even for jobs now.
So let's talk about it. You turn your resume in. What are you doing? You're selling yourself, right?
Exactly.
You apply for that job. What are you applying for that job for? Because they're advertising in a certain way. So in a sense, the thing is we're both selling to each other, but we're really looking at each other like both of y'all full of ish. You know what I mean? Like for real. You get that interview, you know damn well you're looking at this person like, yeah, you know whatever you tell them you're trying to sell me on, it ain't really real. On my end, I'm looking at you like, yeah, you see my resume. I done everything on that resume, and I got to talk it up like I'm big-ish. Like I did this and I did that. Oh, I love it. Here. Let me give you an interview question for all my people going to interviews tomorrow. Let me say it. So, let me ask you this: can you tell me a time when you had to give some very adverse news to a client? How do you answer that question? How do you handle that situation? Lucy over there laughing like crazy because she knows she's been in the interview and that's the question they ask. Can you tell me a time when you had a successful situation and what happened? What made your situation successful? You sit there listening to them like, come on, man. I really want to be cussing, but I'm not gonna cuss, okay? Because I just want to say, yo, you full of shit, like really, like stop it, please.
But you gotta keep a smile on your face.
Stop it, like no. And look, but that's what I'm saying. It's who can sit there and be the most fake for this 20 minutes that we gonna have this conversation. Period. Because they're gonna be fake with you, and you're gonna be fake with them. And you're going to be fake with them because what do you need? I need to get this paycheck. So I'm put on whatever face I got to put on. They're going to be fake with you because what they need employees. They need people to come do these jobs. So there aren't any real authentic relationships. Even that it starts there. So that's why when you get at work, they're not real relationships. That's why when you get at work, it's toxic. That's why when you get at work, it's a weird environment because they've come in on false pretenses, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's just, I wish it was like somebody just was honest with me, but like, look, this job, let me tell you what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to be in here at 9, you leave at 5, you get lunch for an hour, and you do whatever we tell you to do. Okay? You cool with that?
I mean, you do get that. You just get it when your first day starting with that senior representative who's been there. They tell you to run down.
I was high every time. That's what I'll tell you.
Yeah, you ever been orientation? The trainer make it seem like this is just a great place to work. You guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be great. The clients are gonna be great. Yep. If you have any problems, you can always ask your supervisors, and they're gonna help you and assist you. Believe me, and you get there. Your
supervisors never answer emails.
No, never cussing you out. Why are you bothering me? I ain't helping you.
I got time for this today. Okay, I'm heavy work with.
Right, seriously. No, I do not have time to train today. Didn't you learn this in training? Did you not learn this in training? You know what I'm saying? Like,
then you got Uncle Joe Bob in the back. Let me tell you the real rundown.
Yeah,
so, blah, blah, blah.
Right. Let me give you the
real. That's me.
I had this one job. I got hired, and the OG was like, do not be here longer than 6 months. And I was like, like, don't do it. And I'm like, this is not a job to be longer than 6 months. I'm telling you, I was out in 5.
Yeah, see?
Because after the first 2 weeks, I saw what you was talking about.
So you saw the writing on the wall. You saw the writing on the wall. I mean, it's one of these things that I think we as just regular people, we see it. We know that what we need to be able to pay our bills, take care of our families, do what we have to do. We all understand that. That's understandable. But the crap we have to go through on a daily basis, dealing with this, is why people quit. They're not quitting because, oh yeah, this is I just want to quit my job. They're quitting because it's bad for their health. They're quitting because it's bad for their mental. They're quitting because this is not sufficient for my life or my family. They're quitting and they don't have a backup. They care less. I don't care.
Is the saying the most dangerous person is a person that has nothing to lose?
Well, what's I say? Without hope, you're very dangerous. People are very dangerous. Yeah.
So that's why when they go back up, they already.
That's what it is.
Yep.
That's what it is. Well, listen, I'm gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come right back, family. We always talk. We always talk. We're gonna keep on going on. But in the next segment, we're gonna talk about solutions. I want to really find out like what the family feels about. What are the solutions to this issue? So remember, family, you can call us with your comments, questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. You listen to the Jimmy Bonds podcast at Illadelphia Radio, the indie station for the indie nation. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Michael from Abu Dhabi. Listen to Jimmy Bonds podcast on Illadelphia Radio.
Welcome back to the Jimmy Bonds podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We thank you for listening. Remember, family, you can call us at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And welcome back to Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. Remember, family, you can call us with your comments or questions at 844-844-1244. Again, it's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And again, family, we are discussing the topic tonight of the Great Resignation. The first segment, we talked about the employee's point of view. The second segment, we tried to cover the employer's point of view, but, it didn't go as well as we thought it was. But we really got into some real deep, heavy stuff. But family, on this segment, we want to talk about the solutions. But before I get into the solutions, let me ask the team this. What's the shortest time you've ever worked for a job?
I already told you.
See, what was it? You said 2 days, 24 hours, 40
No,
hours?
not even that. I went in at like 10. No, I went in like 12. I was over it. I lasted from 12 to 9.
And you was done. So 8 hours, 9 hours tops. Ty, what's the shortest time you worked in the job?
A work shift.
2 weeks.
A few weeks?
2 weeks, yeah, about 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks? Lucy, what about you?
3 days.
3 days.
We go from a work shift to 2 days to 3 days. Hey.
I say I don't know the shortest time. I think the shortest time I worked in a job was 30 days. Don't that sound crazy?
Well, at least that's better than us.
Don't that sound crazy? Yeah, I think that's the shortest time I worked in a job. I just like
I did a whole shift and was done. No, never again.
Yeah,
Never again.
Listen, I've never had a job like that.
I wish that on nobody. I've
never had a job like that. I kept picking you up in King of Prussia and driving you to North Philly to knock on doors.
In a van, like she said, work release.
Work release. Sit in the van.
But Jimmy, that's how it said. They said get in the van, and I'm like, I was so confused. I was my life flashed before my eyes. I can't.
I'm saying like that's what people are dealing with. That's why people quit their jobs though.
Stuff right there. No, in the van. No. What in the world? No. Not at all. Not at all.
I'm sorry, family.
We shall overcome.
And when I got out that van and I got home, I said, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty. I used to watch that whole
listen,
I tell you.
Hilarious.
A mess.
Oh my goodness. Have me died over this joke. Dying. I mean, we gotta laugh about it because it's depressing, y'all.
It now. I was mad when it happened. I laugh about it now because no.
I mean, but you gotta laugh. You have to laugh about this because this
really do.
I mean, a lot of people, millions of people go to work every day, even right now, who go to work in these places and cannot stand being there. So,
but to teach you guys a lesson out there, even though what it says in the job description, really, really do your research because you'll be like me, Ty, and Lucy.
Go to Glassdoor.com. Look the company up.
That's good. That's
research
a good
on
one,
them. Do research on them.
Look,
I'll be in the interview, tell them about themselves. Well, I read a review that you guys do XYZ.
But you guys have about a 75% turnover rate.
Seriously, like that, you be there talking about them. Like, how do you
when they ask questions at the end of the interview? That's when you start asking.
Oh God!
You start plugging in what you found out.
But then you notice that they get real quiet when you actually start asking back.
Yeah. Oh no, they're
real quiet.
You know what? It's what's crazy. They prep the interviewers for everything except the questions that you ask. They prep them for everything. I'll be sitting around like, what? You don't think nobody ever was going to ask you this question? Is that what it is?
Like now, if I get my hand cut off, what happens? They don't know the answer.
They don't. It was some girl on TikTok recently, a young black girl. She was doing a woman. She's not a girl. She was doing a interview with Family Dollar, and she did the interview and everything. She told Family Dollar she was going to be the manager of the store. She was like, yeah, well, I'm expecting at least $20, $24, $27 an hour. I think that's reasonable to be the manager. The dude was like, well, I don't think I can pay you $21 an hour. I think that's what I can do. She said, okay, well, this job's not for me. She got up and she left. And that is the attitude that everybody needs to have. She said it before. Pay me what I'm worth. Pay me not what you think I'm worth or what you think I'm going to take. Pay me what I'm worth. And all this will change. Matter of fact, not just pay me, care for me as a human being.
Oh, yes.
As I'm sitting, that you're looking at me as a human that has a life outside of this job. How would you treat that person? And I think that's, at the end of the day, that's what the employers are not understanding, is that we're not commodities. We're not pieces of meat. We're not robots that you can plug into these places to meet your bottom line. So I feel like end of the day, it's just about as employees or people that are looking for employment, you have to demand more. And the more everybody demands, the more it makes it better for everybody else.
Yes.
Because all the other companies, they want to compete. If they're going to compete for these employees, you got to make them compete. Well, all right. Well, look, they're going to give me $30. What you going to give me? Word? Oh, you're going to give me 22? No, I ain't doing that then. You know what I mean? I ain't doing that. No, thank you. I told Lucy the other day, I had a company call me, was like, yes, you're great. You're perfect for our position. I asked them how much they was paying me. It was the exact same I was making right now. I was like, nope, no, thank you. Sorry. I only do elevations. I don't do stay in the same place.
Like, what can you bring to the table for me?
Yeah, right. Because
for you.
The lifestyle I'm living right now, I already got taken care of. So that's all that matters. There's no, you're going to pay me more money, XYZ. So anyway, I can go on forever about this. Ty, what do you think? What do you think a good solution would be, bro?
I think the solutions are going to come through technology.
Tell me what you mean by that.
I mean, technology is probably part of the reason why you had the big resignation. You're able to work from home now using technology. So I think moving forward, technology is going to play a big part in the solutions. I can't give you solutions right now because those solutions are coming down the road, as companies, as employers and employees adjust and adapt to the changing technology. If technology is making it affordable for an employer to not have employees at a stationary location, that's going to benefit the employer. As an employee, if it benefits you to not have to use your gas to travel to and from and just do your work from the comfort of your home, again, technology is playing a big role in what the solutions are going to be coming down the road. Some companies may do away with the brick and mortar altogether and just go strictly digital,
That's true.
So you figure some companies, it's crazy because just like curbside pickup that a lot of restaurants are doing now, it's crazy, but Chili's was doing that like 15 years ago.
They sure were.
That was the only restaurant that had curbside pickup.
I didn't know that.
And that was years ago, yes.
No, yeah, I remember
so
that.
They was ahead of the curve, I'm not saying
no
that
pun
they
intended.
Coming, but yeah, I'm not saying they knew about this, but they had a plan in place and they just stayed ahead of it.
I mean, and they did. They did.
Yeah.
They did.
And everybody else was catching up.
You say what?
See solutions.
What'd you say?
No, I said I see the solutions coming through technology down the road.
Yes.
I can definitely agree.
I agree with you.
Well, T, what do you think? What do you think the solution is? I said technology. What do you think the solution is?
I agree with the technology though, because look how fast we're changing. Times are changing. Like every day you wake up with something else.
It's true.
Every day. But I think like you said, the technology, I also think that when companies start showing that even if they're faking, caring about the employee, about the wages they make, about the things that they do at the company, even fake it till you make it. You have to show the employee, like you said, they're a person. They're a person.
Yeah.
So like I said earlier, pay me what I owe, what you owe me.
Yeah.
Pay me what I'm worth. And technology is definitely taking over. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on the, internet and stuff like that. Yeah. And I am robot. Yes. Technology is coming.
AI and everything.
Here.
Technology is becoming more of an important issue.
Yeah.
Lucy,
and you have to know it.
Yeah, you do. You have to. You do have to know it. You got to foresee it.
Yes.
Lucy, what do you think? What do you think the solution is to this issue of the Great Resignation?
I was just going to go honestly with more money, but when Ty just said technology, that would be the biggest thing. And what T said as well, pay me what I'm worth, honestly, because with technology is going to open up so many jobs where we don't even have to come in no more. Yeah. So basically our mental health will be in state. I feel like that was a good one. Technology and pay me what I'm worth.
I mean, you just hit on the note. You said mental health. I mean, employees don't understand how much a toxic work culture can affect employees' mental health. It can affect their way of life. As well as I always say, you wonder why employees go postal. Excuse me. You wonder why employees go postal. You wonder why employees.
Oh, good.
Do what they do. But I just think that I think the solution is tied into employers understanding what the employees need. Balance, and wages, and I think if you're more focused on retaining your employees, you have to give them something to be retained. You don't be like, I'm going to be minimal. You give them what they need. They need more vacation. Give them 3 to 4 weeks of vacation a year. If you give them more sick days so they can be home, be with their family, because maybe their kid is sick. Give them more increase in money. If we look at the amount of how much the CEOs are making, if you cut the amount of money these major CEOs are making, if you cut that in half, because they're making $30 million a year, okay, maybe more than that in some places, some major
golden parachute.
You said the golden parachute, right?
The golden parachute too, yeah.
So if they're making the golden parachute, so if they're making this amount of money, if you took $2 million and invest that back into your employees from what the CEOs are making, I think you would be more successful. Yeah, I mean, just a thought. Just a thought. Put more money in their pocket. Help them understand. Help them. Let them know that you care about them. You're going to give them more benefit. I guarantee they'll stay longer.
That's right, because the money that you invest into them people, they're going to be so happy to be there that they're going to make you more money than what you invested.
Thank you. Because I work even if you have those people that don't, this is not necessarily their dream of what they wanted to do with their life. What you're paying them and how you're treating them will keep them there. You know, it will keep them into that position. They'll be like, you know what? I might not be doing what I want to do for the rest of my life, but this job I really enjoy. Why do they enjoy it? Because of the environment. They can work from home. Why else do they enjoy it? They can make a crap load of money. Why else do they enjoy it? Because they have time off. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's my solution. You know, that's just what I think. You know, based on this article I read in the Harvard Review, that's what it was called. I messed up the name earlier. It's the Harvard Review. There are 5 reasons as to why employees are quitting. And the 5 reasons are retirement, relocation, reconsideration, reshuffling, and reluctance. Now, reluctance has to do with, you would think it's people that I want to work. Like, no, that's not what it is. They're reluctant to go to work because of the environment they're in. This was back in COVID. So, you know, people are afraid of getting sick. That's first. And me and Lucy talked about this before. You know, COVID was real. People was getting COVID all the time at work. Like, I mean, they getting COVID and then coming to work. So it's like this is nutty, first of all. So people were reluctant for many reasons. Reshuffling is when employees resign and go to another position, another job in the same industry or a different industry. They're just reshuffling. Reconsideration is they're considering the outcomes of the job. They're looking at it like, you know what? I want something different in my life. I do not want to just go to work every day and just be your Ponzi, your pansy. And then relocation. They talked about people are not like, they thought people were getting up and leaving and going to different states. It's not, people just moving counties just to have a different environment that they lived in. So that the job market, the job's probably closer to their house where they live at. So I mean, that was another issue. And then retirement. You had a number of baby boomers who decided during the pandemic that it was time to go, which was probably the right thing. So you add all that up and you put all that together and you have the Great Resignation. But in the end, there are major solutions that people have. There's a major solution involved into making this better for everybody. So, T, what do you think? What, besides we talked about what you think the solutions are, what message would you want to give to people out there, either just quitting their jobs, looking for another job, or in between?
I would say stick to, just like I said, know your worth, but I would also say think about it too. Like really go over it with yourself and things like before you make that move. But know your worth. I mean, it comes down to you have to know what you should be getting paid. Know your credentials. Know what you've done to be able to qualify for this position. Yeah. Like just know the thing. Like what is it called? Basically, you're not going to pay me something. You're not going to pay me $1 for something that's worth $800.
True.
Like you have all these credentials for what? What's the reason? If you're just going to be lower than everybody, lower than, like I said, no.
I mean, I feel you. Ty, what message would you have for people listening? The people that are in those kind of different circumstances?
Do what you need to do to get by. Period. You know, you got to do what you have to do. I mean, if it means, you know, relocating, then you have to relocate. It's whatever worked for you. And if you have a family to take care of, then your family, you know. Bottom line, just you have to do what you have to do to make it out here nowadays.
Yeah, you do.
Actually, I'm going to go with Ty said too, because I the family and all that stuff. Yeah, you do have to. That's why I have to think.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta make decisions that you don't want to make, but you have to make them. Mm-hmm. And that's just part of life altogether. And it's crazy now because, again, Jimmy, you mentioned 11.3 million jobs that are available, but what kind of jobs are they?
Exactly.
Because a lot of the manufacturers and the big companies, they're taking their work elsewhere. So we're left with like the medical field, some IT jobs, security with no gun, and Uber.
You said security, no gun.
Got the security guards. They got them walking down the scepter right now on the platform. They're the new version of the guardian angels. No guns. They're just security. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know, man. You just got to do what
Well,
you
that's
got to
what-
do. That's all.
You do gotta do what you gotta do.
It's like mall cop.
Security.
He had a little bit before I got taser.
Security, no gun.
That's hilarious.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. But listen, brothers and sisters, if you out there and you work in security on the platforms, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at you. My apologies. I'm just saying. Ty just talk about security.
I salute you, sir, or madam, for that. Because you're rarely brave, but no gun.
You're doing what you got to do. That's all I'm saying. Lucy, what you think? What would you say to the people out there that are kind of in them circumstances? The ones looking, the ones about to leave, and the ones that are in between.
Honestly, just leave. No, no, but honestly,
that's good advice. I like that.
If you stay in your heart, that's what you choose to do, and you just want to step on faith. I can't tell you not to, but make sure you just be smart. Have a plan Z, like not a B, a Z, because when that plan B don't fall through, you got C and the rest of the letters down the line. So just be smart. Whatever.
One of them gotta work.
Some gotta work, right? Some gotta
One
work.
of them gotta work, Lucy. Hope by the time you get to see it.
It's 26 letters in the alphabet. If I got 26 plans, I'll be right on. I'll be right on. Right.
Only get it by Y.
Because most of the time, plan A that you want to execute ain't always the best plan for you. Nope. Listen, because my plan A right now is tomorrow to call my job and say I'm not coming back. That's my plan A. I'm not coming in. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just pay my rent for the next couple months and call it a day. Right.
We were talking about that too.
I tell Tyler all the time. That's what I be thinking. I come home every day like, yo, should I just do that right now? I should just do that right now, shouldn't I? Just pay it up. I mean, I know I got. I should just do that, shouldn't I? But then here comes my son coming around, Daddy. PJ Mask. I'll be like, oh man, I can't quit tomorrow. I can't quit tomorrow. I gotta go back in there tomorrow.
But like Lucy said, the YZ, when you get to Y, this is why I quit that job.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's about to exactly to this. When I get to Y, this is why I had to quit that job. Yep. It's true. It's true. My thing to everybody out there is we all have a plan. And I don't mean in the sense of like this is a plan we make. Like, we all have a place to be, a destiny. And sometimes you got to go through things and do things that you don't want to do to get there. Sometimes you got to suck it up. Sometimes you got to say to yourself, for the better good of me and my family, this is what I'm going to do. Even if the environment is toxic, even if the environment is not what you want, there's always a better outlet. There's always a better solution. And if you're out there looking for a job, the right job is out there for you. There's plenty of them, but the right one is out there for you. That's the thing. It got to be the right job. It can't be a job. It has to be the right one. And I think that's what people are more thinking about is that, if I'm gonna work a job, it has to be something I'm okay with doing. I'm okay with doing. Not I want to do. I'm okay with doing. Because if you're okay with doing it, it won't turn into, you won't try to make this a career. Like, there aren't careers like that anymore. There aren't careers. Most careers now are outside of the corporate America. Most people create their life outside of corporate America. That's where the career is. That's what we're doing here. We're all trying to create something so that we don't have to work these corporate jobs for the rest of our lives. We can be our own corporate entities ourselves. And I think that is the tomorrow. That's exactly what people are doing. Instead of trying to follow the trends and work these jobs that are, really not made out for you, create your own. I guarantee you'll be more happy. You might be more tired. You might be burnt out, but you'll do better. You'll be happy about what you're doing for yourself, how you're making ends meet for yourself. There's people out here working 3 and 4 jobs. They're going to work from 9 to 5 and then Ubering from 5 to 12. Get up and do it again tomorrow. So it's, this is what they have to do to survive because one job's not paying enough or this job's not getting it, or I got these bills, I got these things I got to take care of. The list is endless, but I want everybody just to know, like, look, man, it gets better. Look, it can't get no worse, right? But it gets better. And, try to stay positive about it. I know that's so much easier said than done. It is, because I'm frustrated just like you are. But I know that it gets better on the other side. So, on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap the show. Before we do that, I just want everybody, y'all got anything else to say y'all want to throw in there,
I just want to say, make sure you realize that you are the investment, not the job. You're the investment. Your job is not your investment. They have their stuff. You're the investment of your future in your life.
Well put.
So So put that in yourself. And I feel like if you start thinking about like that way, like, because going off what you said, you're the investment.
Yeah, well put.
Like, yeah.
Well put. Very
I'm
much so.
hang that up. I am the investment.
And you are the investment. Write that affirmation down. Put it in your fridge. You see it every day. I am the investment. Tab, anything you want to say, bro?
As I go to work.
Yeah, I mean, know what you want to do and do it. That's all.
That's real.
Know what you want to do in life and just do it.
Just do it. Not like Nike though, but just do it. Lucy, it's something anything you want to say?
No, honestly, it's just, even if we do talk about like, we get burnt out, but rather be burnt out for myself than somebody else. So when you do that 9 to 5, make sure you come home, do what you need to do for yourself. And your mental health is straight, your family's straight, but make sure you do what you need to do. Don't just put all that energy in that employer. Put it into yourself as well.
That's real. Don't give them all. Don't give them all of you. Just give them the part of you that they can have. Compartmentalize that. You know, hey, y'all can have this piece. You know,
25%.
Now, I would say 25%. You got to put it on percentages. 25%. 25%.
And if I'm mad already, maybe 10.
Shoot, T, don't talk to me. I'll be in there giving them 5. Nope, don't say nothing to me. I'm just gonna sit here and
you looked at me wrong. 0. That's why I see Jimmy. We don't get in trouble.
I know we all get in trouble. And this the last thing I want to say is when you get home, forget about the job. Turn it off. Turn it off, because your life is more important. Turn it off. The job does not matter when you're not there. So, on that note, fam, we're gonna end the show. I want to thank you for listening to Jimmy Bond's podcast on Illadelphia Radio, the indie station for the indie nation. I just hope that you know, in some ways, this uplifted some people. This helped them, heal from some wounds. This helped them just continue to be better people, better humans to others and themselves as well. But family, this is a serious issue. People are going through so this is a great time. When I say great time, I don't mean like fantastic. I mean, this is a great time to be watching the changes in the work, really in the environments that we work in and environments we live in. So take heed to it. Understand there's so much more to come. And, hopefully this will prepare you in some aspects. So, on that note, I want to thank you for listening to Jimmy Bond's podcast. Please, please, please make sure you wash your hands, wear your mask, practice social distancing, because people are still getting COVID. Okay. People are still dying. Stop acting like it's over. Wear your mask, wash your hands. I don't care if you don't like wearing it. Just do it. Just do it. I don't care if you're vaccinated or not vaccinated. Just do it. And please remember to tell your friends, tell your family, tell your loved ones that you love them, because you never know when you might get another chance. I'm Jimmy Bonds. For Sister T, Sister Lulu Lucy, Brother Ty, we out. Peace.
Fam, that's going to wrap the show. We want to thank you for listening to Jimmy Bond's podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We ask you leave your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Now remember, family, we are still in the COVID-19 pandemic, so please, please, please remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, and practice social distancing. Also, remember to take nothing for granted and value every opportunity you have with your friends, your family, and your loved ones. For in these times, every moment is sacred. So until the next episode, you can find me on Good Hope Road, screaming, stay up, don't sleep in your dreams. I'm Jimmy Bonds, and I'm out. Fight on, come on.